Hi, this is Al. So, the COVID pandemic has hit many of our communities very hard and it's affected everyone. At the Open Institute, we have had to struggle quite a bit with what our role is going to be, especially as the government has instituted significant periods of lockdown and restriction of movement. So, a lot of our programs have had to sort of slow down or die down until we could figure out what it is that we're going to do or until the restrictions were lifted. But some of the communities that we have been working with and that we have been tracking have been affected so badly and in such significant. But the most unfortunate thing is that policymakers are not aware of it or are not technically, they do not understand in what ways people have been affected. One of those communities is the extractives industry. So what has been happening with the extractives industry is that before they had a very interesting ecosystem. Take Taita Taveta, for example. Miners in Kasigao would go and mine gemstones out of the ground. And when they have finished, they would bring it out and they would sell it to a broker at the mine, who would in turn sell it to another broker in Voi, the main town in Taita Taveta, who would in turn sell it to an international broker who exports the gemstones because they are licensed. These other guys downstream are not necessarily licensed. Everybody was making a small amount of money, not in some cases, especially for the artisan miners, they were not making the best possible money they could be making, but everybody was making at least enough to get by. Now, the biggest challenge now is that during the COVID situation is that we have been locked down, there are no flights in and out of Kenya, and therefore there is no market for a lot of the gemstones. The prices have significantly gone down. For example, if you look at Savorite as a gemstone, it's a beautiful green gemstone that comes out of Taita Taveta County. Very beautiful. It used to go for about $800 a gram. Now it has gone down to about $150 a gram, and it is still dropping for as long as the lockdown is ongoing, which therefore means that families that used to make their livelihood out of being able to sell Savorite suddenly do not have a good income out of it, or if they have an income, it is a lot less because of the fact that there's a lot less people who are actually buying because of availability of liquidity, especially because brokers who are buying and then selling elsewhere don't have anywhere to sell to because they can't export at this particular time. So things have been very tight. When we speak to policymakers in government and in the non-profit industry, one of the biggest challenges that we found is that they don't really understand how many. We don't have numbers anywhere. We have estimates, but we don't have real numbers about how many artisan miners we have in Kenya. We don't have a good understanding of their circumstances. How many of them are mobile in the sense that they are in this mine today and they're in another mine tomorrow? How many of them are living away from their communities? How many women, how many men, how many youth, how many children are operating in this specific area? One of the ambitions of the Open Institute has always been to make sure that we can surface data that ensures that people become visible, especially people who have been invisible. We want to find data that enables them to become visible. And this is our goal here today. Within the Extractives Program, within our Extractives Programs, what we are doing right now is that we are working to identify a number of things. One, we have a three-stage process that we're going through. First, we're going to be working with consultants that are on the ground because we can't travel ourselves to go and identify all of the organized groups that exist within Taita Taveta County, Migori County, Vihiga County, and Kakamega County. Once we've been able to establish them, then what we're going to do is that we're going to work with the officials of those organized groups to try and have a better understanding of and develop some data around their groups. How many women, how many men, what are the general age groups that they are working with, what the needs that they have, how many of them have safety equipment, what kind of income do they derive out of this space, that sort of information. Then after that, we're going to go and work with those officials to collect even more incisive data that can be used for purposes of supporting them, supporting artisan miners to make their work better, to improve their financial literacy and inclusion, to improve the plight of the women who are working as artisan miners or who are working within the artisan mines in some respect. These are the sort of information that we are going to be trying to get out of this process. So what we're going to do is that over the next few weeks, we're going to be briefing you and updating you about the work that we're doing within the Extractives Program. And we hope that you can also get involved. And this is how. If you think that you have any ideas of the kind of information that you would like, either you're from an organization that would support artisan miners, or you are in government or in some public space that is interested to work with artisan miners, please send us an email on hello@openinstitute.com and just tell us what you think that we could be working on. And we will try and sort of take your views into consideration. If you think that there's a way that you can contribute to the Extractives Program as I've described it to you in any possible way, please reach out to us and let us know, and we'll be very happy to include you. As always, please check out our website, our very vibrant blog on www.openinstitute.com to see updates on what it is that we're doing. Check out our YouTube channel and please subscribe and hit the little bell on the side of it so that you can get updates on this project as we are continuing to implement it. And reach out to us. We will always find space to work together. Thank you.